In today's fast moving business world, speed matters. Projects have deadlines, customers have expectations, and opportunities rarely wait around. One of the most valuable traits a new hire can bring to the table is a sense of urgency. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, and wherever you happen to be right now. I'm Mike Voories, here to help you build a stronger team. When employees consistently demonstrate urgency, they don't just get tasks done quickly, they help create momentum, accountability, and reliability across the entire organization. On the other hand, employees who lack urgency can drag projects down, frustrate coworkers and customers, and create avoidable costs. Let's take a closer look at why urgency is such an essential skill, how it impacts business results, and what to consider when hiring for this trait. A sense of urgency isn't about rushing through tasks or cutting corners. Instead, it's an internal drive to recognize the importance of time and respond accordingly. Employees with urgency act promptly when challenges arise rather than procrastinating. They'll recognize priorities and focus on what matters most. They stay accountable to deadlines even when juggling multiple responsibilities. They communicate quickly to prevent delays, misunderstandings, or bottlenecks. And they treat customers' needs as immediate, not something to get around to later. In short, urgency is about balancing speed with focus and accountability. It's the difference between an employee who waits to be told what to do and one who takes initiative to keep things moving forward. The idea that we want to work with people who have a sense of urgency applies to all professions, organizations, and industries. Many of the employers that I work with are in the green industry. So, landscaping, lawn care, irrigation, horticulture, arboriculture, and even the snow and ice management industry. In the green industry, urgency isn't just nice to have, it's critical. Landscapes change with the seasons, weather is unpredictable, and customer expectations are high. So here's how urgency impacts day to day work. First, there's seasonality deadlines. Landscaping and lawn care often operate on a seasonal schedule. So missing a window for planting, irrigation service, or pruning can ruin the project. Employees with urgency understand that timing is everything. When a customer calls with a concern, maybe a sprinkler system leak or a diseased tree, how quickly your team responds can make or break the relationship. Customers expect action, not excuses. A single slow moving employee can hold back an entire crew. If one person lags in loading equipment, making decisions, or executing their tasks, the entire schedule gets pushed back. Urgent employees keep projects on track. A sense of urgency is really a competitive advantage. Companies that consistently respond faster than their competitors often win more bids, earn more referrals, and keep their calendars full. Speed is a selling point. Hiring someone without a sense of urgency may not seem like a big deal at first, but the hidden costs add up quickly. That extra day or week of delay, that could mean losing a project to a competitor. Customers equate slow responses with indifference. They may not complain, they may just never call again. High performers dislike being held back by slow coworkers. This creates tension, resentment, and even turnover. Delays cost money, whether it's overtime, wasted materials, or equipment sitting idle. When urgency is missing, the entire business slows down, even if only a few employees are the cause. So, how do we identify urgency during hiring? You know, Unlike technical skills, urgency doesn't always show up on a resume. But with the right approach, employers can screen for it during the hiring process. Here are a few strategies. First, behavioral interview questions. Ask candidates to share examples of times when they had to meet tight deadlines or respond quickly to an unexpected challenge. Look for specifics. Vague answers may signal a lack of urgency. Um, Say something like, tell me about a time when you had to juggle multiple priorities and still meet a deadline. Describe a situation where you saw a problem before it got worse. What did you do? And then next, assess communication speed. Notice how quickly candidates respond to emails, calls, or scheduling requests during the hiring process. A slow response at this stage might indicate the same later on. Next, reference checks. Ask former managers whether the candidate stayed on top of deadlines, took initiative, and responded quickly to issues. You'll want to ask scenario based questions. Present a realistic scenario. Um, a client calls on a Friday afternoon with a big problem. What would you do? Their response reveals a lot about their instincts and priorities. You want to build a culture of urgency. Even the best hires can lose urgency if the company culture doesn't reinforce it. Leaders must set the tone, lead by example. Managers who respond quickly to issues and make timely decisions create a standard for the team. Clarify expectations. Employees should know what urgent means in your company. Is it a 1 hour response time? A 24-hour turnaround? Spell it out. Provide tools and systems. Crews can't be urgent if they don't have the right resources. Efficient scheduling, communication tools, and clear processes make urgency possible. And then recognize and reward urgency. Celebrate employees who step up and keep things moving. Acknowledgement reinforces the behavior you want. When urgency is baked into your culture, new hires quickly adapt and thrive. It's worth noting that urgency shouldn't be confused with recklessness. Employees who move too fast without thought can create mistakes, safety hazards, and a lot of rework. The ideal hire balances urgency with attention to detail, safety, and quality. For example, a foreman with urgency ensures equipment is ready at 7 a.m. sharp. But that same foreman also checks the trailer to make sure everything is secured safely. Urgency is about moving with purpose, not rushing blindly. So here's a case example of urgency in action. Imagine two landscape companies bidding on the same high end residential project. Company A responds to the customer's initial inquiry the next day and then schedules a site visit within 3 days and provides a proposal within a week. Company B, on the other hand, takes a week to return the call, another week to schedule a site visit, and delivers a proposal 3 weeks later. You know, Even if Company B's proposal is competitive, the customer is already leaning towards Company A because of their responsiveness. Urgency doesn't just win the project, it sets the tone for the relationship moving forward. At BR1, we emphasize helping employers build stronger teams by not just filling positions, but finding the right people. And urgency is one of those difference maker traits that can elevate your entire workforce. Here's why leaders should actively prioritize it. It multiplies the productivity of your team. It improves customer experience and retention. It helps you outpace competitors. It creates accountability and energy in your workplace. Hiring for urgency is about protecting your company's time, reputation, and long term success. Every employer has faced the frustration of a slow moving employee, the one who doesn't return calls promptly, procrastinates on tasks, or lets later become never. That frustration is more than an annoyance, it's a drag on growth. When you hire employees with a sense of urgency, you're not just filling a role. You're adding someone who will help move your company forward faster, more efficiently, and with greater reliability. In the green industry, where a lot of our clients work, where timing is everything, urgency isn't optional, it's essential. And this thinking holds true in all professions, organizations, and industries. Having a sense of urgency matters, and it makes a big difference. If your company is ready to hire people who bring urgency, along with the skill and cultural fit to thrive, BR1 can help. We specialize in helping business leaders build stronger teams, starting with connecting employers with candidates who don't just do the job, but do it with the right pace, focus, and accountability. Hey, if you found this information helpful, would you please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff? I really appreciate it. Until next time, keep building your stronger team.